It is a shared consciousness. So body consciousness is made up of at least 5 different frequencies of consciousness that work together as a biological collective organism. These energies that are the elemental gods that, in a sense, operate as you are partially terrestrial and they are partially extraterrestrial. So your body is, in a sense, shared. It's partially yours. It is partially of the cosmos. It is partially of the earth. Ultimately, you must remember that all things are of you and all things reflect you. They reflect you either in a clear way or in a distorted way. So the idea is to recognize that which you blend with through the energies of love and arousal, these are the things that become quantumly entangled with you. If that entanglement becomes strong enough, these things become almost inseparable from identity. So if you're merging with your physical body, the spirit of your body quite a bit, that will become inseparable from your identity, and you will say your body is yours. There's nothing wrong with that. Ownership is useful. We are not anti-ownership. Use ownership if it serves you and your people. And many of you say it does, and we can see evidence that it does. So keep in mind that the body is a collective organism. You say the body is yours because of how you experience yourself. Technically, all things are of the source. All things belong to the source. If there's one owner, it's that. It is the maker, the doer, the beingness behind all manifestations. So all things are technically owned by that if it had an owner. So what does that mean? Some people might feel like that puts them in a position of powerlessness. But what does that mean? If all things are of the source, that means treat everything in a sacred way. Treat everything as if it belongs to your highest concept of deity. Think of the immaculate respectfulness you will channel into everything. And think of how the reality will mirror that back to you. So, in terms of whose body is it, it's an interesting question. Because I can say it's your body, but what version of your ego are you channeling? Is just the version of your ego that you channel while you're at work? Does the body belong to this version of you? Or does the body belong to the ego that you become when you are at home by yourself? Each of those egos will say the body is theirs. In other words, there are spirits that desire your attention and your body. You simply call them personalities, but they are spirits you have made. So whose body is it? It's your body, but who am I talking to when I say yours? Ponder these questions. Let my answer be mercurial, and within the mercurial mist, you will see your truth. Know that this is so. Remember, ownership is a human concept. Even when you see a mother lion or bear protecting her cub, she does not say, "This is my cub." She says, "This is an extension of me." Back up. So what appears like ownership in your natural world is actually a very different form of psychological relationship. Ownership in that way is a very human idea. You learned it from some of the genetic donors whom assisted in the manifestation of your species. This idea of owning things and owning others and all of this. So keep in mind, ownership has a place. It does serve you well, but it is also important to remember the limits to that concept and to the underlying truth that that concept of ownership is pointing to. We thank you for this question.